Market expansion into new locations is a logical way to grow your business because it allows you to scale your existing competencies by getting in front of a new audience. There are just too many costly mistakes and missed opportunities at risk. I'm Katie Katz, and together in association with Semrush, I'm going to walk you through the key steps to consider before making the choice to expand into a new market. Now, before you start this process, make sure you understand product market fit in your own market. This is critical before you can even think about expanding into a new one. Ask yourself, does your offering genuinely satisfy a strong consumer demand? What can you learn from your current buyer's journey? Are there any preferences, behaviors, pain points, and goals that are unique to your particular culture or region? You can bet that there are. Although that we live in an increasingly global economy, our world is defined by its diverse populations with unique histories, cultural beliefs, languages, the list goes on. These are in addition to differing physical factors of each region. For example, Germany has a strong GDP and great spending power, but if you are a surfboard manufacturer looking to break out of the US, you'd probably be better off looking at a country like Australia first, since oceans are in short supply in Germany. That is, of course, a simplified example, but market evaluation will help to guard you against expanding into any other region in which you are not yet active simply for the sake of it. All right, step 1, define your evaluation criteria with a global mindset. I always like to say you can never be too organized, and any expansion plan should include, well, a plan. There are a lot of tried and true options for market evaluation. Once you know that you have a dynamic product or service that sells and you've nailed your message strategy in your existing market, you're ready to start your evaluations. Keep in mind that every region and culture has unique opportunities and defining factors, but here are a few things that you shouldn't leave out of your evaluation process. Is your business needed in the market? What is the level of competition? What is the consumer spending threshold? Are the benefits and pain points the same or different? What value add are you bringing to the table? Once you know what you're looking for, you can begin to research, which brings us to step 2. Analyze internal data for consumer behavior and funnel activity. A great place to start your data analysis is your own backyard. Use the tools you already have in place to mine your own data for insights into new market viability. Do you see a surge in leads from a particular market despite not having heavily invested there? Do you see a shorter sales cycle or a higher win rate in some countries? Is the average purchase price higher in any given market? You can interview your sales and marketing team and check for preferred analytics in your platform geodata. Most platforms track traffic distribution by location so you can see the what, where, when, and why. A lot of traffic coming from one country coupled with encouraging engagement metrics and lots of conversions might indicate that a market is hungry for your expansion. So number 3, research your competitors' top markets. Imagine you have a payment technology platform and are competing against companies such as Square. Based on the geo-distribution stats in Semrush's traffic analytics, you can quickly understand where your main competitor has a notable presence. The data on the screen shows Square is performing strongly in the US, Canada, Japan, Australia, and the UK. When you take a look at the engagement metrics to see if those who come to Square's website are equally engaged around the world, some interesting insights emerge, which brings us to number 4, which is the competitive landscape. You can take your competitive research a step further with a thorough understanding of where existing competitors fall in the existing landscape. Semrush has a great tool for this in the Market Explorer section called the Growth Quadrant. Here is what a landscape looks like, continuing with our example of Square in Japan as the target. You can see that Square is a niche player in Japan with several regional competitors. Among these, you will see a local accounting software company named Free positioned as leader. At this point, you may wonder what Free is doing better than everyone else in this market. You can dig into this by using the same Market Explorer tool to analyze their traffic generation and social media distribution strategies, compared to market averages. Further investigation could give you great insight into the tactics they employ to attract and engage customers in this market. You should also pay attention to the game changers. The companies in the upper left corner may not have a great deal of traffic right now, but you can see that their traffic growth is higher than that of Square. You will want to make note of these companies and their market potential to help you identify your own potential opportunities in the future. But knowing the competitive information is just the first step. Now you need to assess viability, saturation, and opportunity. So let's dive a little deeper into what that looks like with step 5, estimating the potential market size. You will obviously want to enter a market that has the most significant opportunities for your business. So you need to know how to assess the market size. Google has a great tool called Market Finder. If you enter a domain, it provides information about the regional searches and automatically suggests categories associated with the URL. For squareup.com, it suggests e-commerce and several more. You can adjust those categories to the ones that better reflect your business. Select the detailed research option for a more comprehensive list of countries that you're considering operating. Now, you can assess each market for a variety of factors, including demographics, search volume, cost per click, etc. Keep in mind that this is just data for Google, however, and you may need to take other search engines into consideration depending on the market that you're entering. All right, number 6, assess the difficulty of doing business in the target country. This information is also accessible in Google Market Finder in the 3rd column. Continuing with our Square example, Japan ranks 29th out of 190 when it comes to the relative ease of doing business there. There may be some friction here for some new entrants into the market. It's one thing to have a viable product, but it's another finding customers who are willing to pay for it. In Google Market Finder, you will notice the average household disposable income in Japan is much lower than in other markets, such as the UK or Australia. In this instance, you would need to check the OECD data or the OECD Better Life Index to get a better understanding of how Japan's level of disposable income might affect your ability to succeed in that market. Number 7, complete a market assessment decision matrix. It's time to put pen to paper and assess what you know. Expanding into a new market obviously requires plenty of research to develop a solid plan. Lucky for you, Semrush built a very easy to use matrix that they share for free. Click the link right here to make a copy for yourself. This matrix is a convenient way to gather all the relevant metrics in one place to identify which country receives the highest score and could have the most potential. Dig into all of the steps we've already discussed, along with your regular marketing benchmarks to build out a comprehensive picture of your market opportunities. Don't forget to look at website performance, keyword trends, domestic competitor performance, and traffic volume. You can use this data to inform your strategy when it comes to identifying your target market and benchmarking yourself against your core competitors to ensure your readiness to launch. Now you're ready for step 8. Use your data to take over the world. In the past, compiling and analyzing all this data would have proven challenging, if not impossible on your own. Today, however, there are many market assessment tools at our fingertips to make the process more accessible and insightful than ever before. By following the steps outlined here, you can start devising a detailed plan for expanding into the markets that will be most effective and rewarding for your business. We hope you enjoyed this guide. Let us know about your experiences of researching and entering new markets in the comments below.